Let's look at this example of implicit differentiation. We have this curve over here. Actually, this curve has a name. It's called Cardioid. Okay. All right. This is on page 167 of Stewart's calculus book. So now, just remember, when we take the derivative, y is a function of x. So every time we see y is a function of x, and we need to use the chain rule. Okay, so we now differentiate both sides. We have 2x, that's okay, and plus 2y and y prime because of the chain rule. Now here on the right hand side, we got to use chain rule again. So we have 2x squared plus 2y squared and minus x. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then the derivative of the inside, we have 4x plus 4y, but remember you have y prime, and then minus 1. Okay. Now remember, we need to get the terms containing y prime together. So we have this one over here, and so we're going to use a distributive law. So the right hand side, let me add one more step, looks like this. So this is going to be equal to twice of 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x, and here 4y y prime, this term contains y prime, and the rest we put them together, 4x minus 1. So now let's multiply the right hand side out. Distributive law, this one multiplied by this thing, and then this one multiplied by what's in the front. So this is going to be twice and 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x multiplied by 4y y prime, and then plus 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x and multiplied by 4x minus 1. Now we move the terms containing y prime to the left hand side. So we have 2y y prime, and this one becomes negative. 2 times 4 is 8, so 2 is 8y. Let's move to the front, and then you have 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x, and y prime over here, and then is equal to 2x plus 2y squared minus x and 4x minus y. Now remember, don't multiply these parentheses out because it doesn't serve any purpose. So we are trying to get y prime, and then we have 2y minus 8y, and we have 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x, and put them in a pair of brackets, and then we have y prime is equal to 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x and 4x minus 1. Now we can solve y prime, and that's going to be a big fraction, but that's okay. We just copy these things over here. Minus x, just make sure we copy everything correctly. And this is going to be 2y minus 8y and 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x. And there is no need to simplify, and that is the derivative of y with respect to x. Now, let's try to find derivative. The slope we know. Slope is equal to y prime at the point x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1/2, right? So we plug these values inside, and then we see this is 2, and then 2 times 1/2 squared, and that's it. And that's the first term over here, and x is 0, so we have negative 1 over here. And then 2y is going to be 2 times 1/2, and minus 8 times y, and that's going to be 1/2. And here again, we have here we have x is 0 and y is 1/2 squared and minus 0. So simplify this, we're going to have this is going to be exactly 1 times -1 on top, and here we have 1 minus 4, and here we have times 1/2. So this is again -1 over 1 minus 2, and that's exactly 1. So the slope m over here is at 1. In fact, even though it's not asked, we can find the tangent line's equation. Tangent line equation is going to be y minus 1/2 is equal to 1, x minus 0. So this is y is equal to x plus 1/2. In fact, the graph of this function looks like this. That's why it's called cardioid. It looks like this over here. I hope this is good enough. And tangent line over here has slope 1. This is 0, and this is 1/2. And this curve over here is the one we have. This is x squared plus y squared is equal to 2x squared plus 2y squared minus x and squared. Alright.